Welcome to Stepdad Success, turning the tide on the way stepdads are seen and show up in the world. We're a new breed of leaders raising leaders. Blood or no blood, we raise them as our own. We're connected, loving, and committed to leading them into the future. If you asked a normal dad, he'd say we're doing the impossible. He'd say, but they're not yours. How do you do it? Yet every day, stepdads around the world are forging the way. That's what we call Stepdad Success. We're leaders raising leaders. And these are our stories. This is James Klobassa from Stepdad Success, and today we're going to talk about our second piece of the core four, being. Now, being kind of talks about all the spiritual aspects of our lives. Now, it doesn't matter, don't get me wrong, it doesn't matter whether you're not a churchgoer, you are a churchgoer, you're Buddhist, you're Hindu, Christian, Muslim. Does not matter. I don't care. Personally, I'm not a churchgoer. For me, my spiritual aspect is really source. Just that bigger power that, I believe is, powering me. It's giving me my wisdom. It's where creation comes from for me. I call it source. You might call it something else. You might believe in God. You might believe, as I said, in something completely different, and that's perfectly fine. But the being aspect of the core four, our core four segments, is one that has to do with religion. And, yesterday I talked about the daily activities that we take place, that take place in the body aspect. Today, I want to talk briefly about the core activities that take place when we're talking about our being. And these, again, are daily activities. Now, I don't want you to think, James is just overloading me with all sorts of different bits and pieces to do. These are very simple key pieces, and they can all be completed within an hour. This is an hour out of your day. And most people that don't have any power in their day, they don't have any energy, they don't have any vitality, they don't have any drive or direction. Taking an hour out of your day is minimal. Minimal. Most people waste an hour watching television every afternoon. Most people, waste an hour eating a packet of chips and drinking coffee at their cafe. But let's get back to being. Let's get back to the spiritual side of what we do every day. And as I said, this is part of the core four. For me, and for really all of us in the living the warrior's way, there are two things that we do in the being aspect. One is meditate every single day. And I recommend at least 20 minutes. And it doesn't matter what sort of meditation you do. Some people will do a transcendental. Some people will just sit and listen to music. Some might have a mantra that they run. Doesn't matter. If you're meditating longer, that's fine too. If you haven't never done it before, just sit down and try it. There's dozens of apps online now and on your phone that you can download. You might want to try Calm or Muse, two very popular apps for meditation. Personally, I don't use anything. I set a timer, 21 minutes, and I just settle in. And I run a mantra, just for myself. And I just repeat that, and I just focus on my breathing. It doesn't have to be anything difficult. You don't have to overcomplicate this piece of the puzzle. Very easy. Just sit and breathe. There's another great app called Pranayama. And Pranayama is a yogic breathing method. And that app called Pranayama, it will allow you to set timers for breathing. Different types of breathing. It's another great one that I use all the time. Almost on a daily basis, I'm using that app just to control my breathing. Most people are very shallow breathers. We go through life breathing from the upper chest instead of down into the diaphragm. Pranayama will help you with that. Helps control your breathing, teaches you how to breathe correctly. So that's another great app you can use. But again, this is just one of the daily activities in the being section, or the being piece of the core four. The other piece of this is journaling. Now, a lot of people journal for different reasons. They might write out all their goals, or write out gratitude, or just write out, their tasks that they have to do during the day. And that's fantastic. But we do it with a little bit more intention. And we do our meditation first, So we'll set the timer, hit the 20 minutes, come out of that meditation, and then journal about our thoughts during meditation. We'll write down the insights, the wisdom that we're getting from our meditation. Maybe it's just, gratitude that was rising up for you in meditation. Journal about that. So we're journaling our insights, our ideas. We're journaling about, maybe it's family, our loved ones, things we need to do. It doesn't really matter. We're practicing understanding what's going on in our head, listening to the voice in our head, and then being able to get it out on paper. And this took me years, actually. This took me a long time to understand. I've been meditating for, over 15 years now, since early 2000. And I never really understood what to do with all the thoughts in my head. But as I've learnt over the years, as I've practiced this, I've understood that those thoughts coming through are really coming from, like I talked about, source. And for you, they might be coming from God. They might be coming from whoever your, spiritual kind of being is for you. For me, I just call it source, and that's the voice that talks to me. And I'm jotting down notes about what source has told me, what's given me, what's been downloaded for me on that day after my meditation. It's a great practice, and it's, as I said, a simple thing that you can do each day. I will go for my morning run, as I said yesterday, I will run on the beach every morning. I will get my sweat up. I will come inside, and then I will sit. I find that meditating straight after exercise, sometimes I'll jump in the pool to cool off, come back inside, I'll meditate straight after exercise. It sends me deeper. It allows me to connect more deeply to source. And I'll sit and I'll meditate for that 20 minutes. And then I'll go into journaling. And it may only be 5 minutes of journaling, sometimes it's 15 minutes of journaling. It doesn't matter the length of time, as long as you put on the page what you gathered through your meditation. Sometimes it's very brief, sometimes it's very long, as I said. It doesn't matter. These are things for you to implement in your day. As I said yesterday, get up earlier. Set your alarm clock an hour earlier. If you need to get to work, most people are getting up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. Set it for 5 o'clock. Set it for 4:30. 1 hour out of your day. Dive out of bed. Go for that run. Lift those weights. Do those squats. Do the push-ups if you have to. Drink your green smoothie. Go and meditate. Sit in peace. Think about the world. Think about life. Think about everything in your world. Let the thoughts run through. And then open a book. Open your journal. Put those thoughts down on paper. And understand the voice inside you. Understand that voice. Listen to that voice and put it on the page. These are learnings for you to gather. These will help you be a greater leader so that you're able to pass that on to your kids. Now, I know I haven't been speaking about the kids as yet. We'll have interviews coming shortly about, from other stepdads and how they're implementing this in their life. We'll have other stories of how they're just dealing with parenting. But these early segments are really about establishing the core pieces of living the warrior's way. And tomorrow we'll come with the balance segment and we'll dive into that. But for now, today, go out, spend the time, take 20 minutes, meditate, and then get out your journal and grab a pen, write down the voice, what the voice is telling you. Get it out on paper. I promise you, over time, the clarity that this will bring in your life is amazing. You literally do not need to study any more knowledge, but you do need to listen. This will give you everything you need, I promise you, if you work this routine. So, That's enough for today. Tomorrow I said I'll be back with balance and we'll go deep into that. I look forward to talking to you then. This has been James Klobasser from Stepdad Success. Would you like to learn more about how stepdads across the globe are joining forces in raising the next generation of leaders? Then head to www.stepdadsuccess.com and grab all the show notes plus a copy of the brand new tactical guide for creating more happiness, health, wealth, and wisdom as a stepdad. And if you liked the podcast, please share it with other stepdads you know and leave us a review on iTunes. Again, that's www.stepdadsuccess.com for all the show notes and tactical guide. Come and join the new breed of stepdads, the growing group of leaders raising leaders.